Today's show is brought to you by Fiverr. Fiverr is a service where, frankly, you can outsource a lot of tasks to someone else and have them do it very inexpensively. If you've ever watched or observed the show notes, not the show notes, but the transcriptions for this show, what you'll see is work that's been done by someone I've hired on Fiverr. I've also had editing for my books done on Fiverr. I've had a variety of different functions done there, and I've done it for years. It saves a lot of time, it's very inexpensive, and I'll just simply say use the link in the show notes. It helps support the advertiser and lets them know that this show has meaning for you. And with that, we'll be back in just one moment. Episode 2196 of the #1 podcast in Apple Podcast for Job Search, No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. I forgot to mention, yesterday the show also launched on Helium Radio on the web. So if you'd like to listen on a different platform for some reason, heliumradio.com. The show is available there now as well, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. So hope you enjoy it wherever you listen to it, because we're also on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, a whole host of different places, all the majors and quite a few secondary ones as well. This show is in response to someone who asked about unconventional ways to get people to look at your profile on LinkedIn. Hope you enjoy it. I've got an answer that may surprise you, and we'll be back in just one moment. Support from today's show comes from Incorporate. Incorporate's a site where, surprise, you can incorporate a business. Use the link in the show notes, thebiggameHunter.us/incorporate. And they are a fairly priced firm. After all, if you're starting a business, or you have a friend who's going to start a business, or a member of your family that's starting a business, you got to do it the legal way. Incorporate will do it for you. And with that, we'll be back in just one moment. Now, someone asked the question of what's some unconventional advice for getting more people, more recruiters to visit your LinkedIn profile? And really the answer starts off with understanding what conventional ways to get people. Everyone thinks there's magic to it. There really is not. So here's the conventional ways. And it starts off with understanding how recruiters search LinkedIn or how people search LinkedIn. They are searching because they have an account, and generally recruiters will have a LinkedIn recruiter account that lets them search the entire database. Why do they search the database? Because they're trying to fill jobs, of course. And in trying to fill jobs, they are searching by keywords, location. Those are the two basics. It could be title, which to me is another keyword. But, they have a search function that breaks out things by degree, by title, by keywords, and a couple of other variables as well, where you are from a seniority standpoint. So you want to make sure that your your LinkedIn profile has keywords and has a title that makes sense for LinkedIn. And I want to start with title. As you start completing title on your profile, if you're using a unique title to your organization, the LinkedIn algorithm is not going to recognize it and it won't be returned in search results. You want to always have a title that LinkedIn starts to propagate the field with, because that makes it searchable for people who are looking for you. Keywords. What is it that you do? What technology or functions do you perform? And are they useful keywords for someone to find you? Good picture of you. Good title underneath your name. Things along those lines are pretty standard in the way of getting people to contact you. Obviously, an association with a part of the world that is relevant for the kind of job that you're looking for. You want to be active in groups and sharing information. You want to be writing for the platform, using the LinkedIn blogging platform in order to get people to come to your page. But those are the pretty standard ways. Let's look at a couple of atypical ways, unconventional ways. You are arrested and it makes the newspapers. You are a murderer. You are a rapist. We don't want to go those routes. People think there's some sort of magic to getting attention. You could do something weird that makes it on the internet, and thus everyone is looking at your profile. Are these useful to you in finding a job? Of course not. All they do is make you look like a whack job. So I would frankly stick with, for most of you, the obvious things. Could you have a major success that draws people to your profile? You bet you could. Something that gets publicized in your industry? You bet you could. But for most of you, you're not going to go that extra mile in order to do that, are you? That's the truth of it. Most of you want to be approached and do nothing to put the effort in to have people find you. So let's just get real here. Stick with the basics, and you will get people coming to your LinkedIn profile. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here are a few things I can do to help you with your job search beyond simply being your coach. First of all, I've got a new book out called The Right Answers to Tough Interview Questions. It is like a cookbook with answers to tons of interview questions that you're going to be asked on interviews. And if you pair it up with my other new book, The Ultimate Job Interview Framework, they are a terrific pair of books to help you with interviewing. In addition, I have a new service where you can practice mock interviews. If you go to thebiggameHunter.us/mock, I've got a service there, very inexpensive, like $99, where we have mock interviews set up. I'm going to be adding more to it very soon, but you can record your answers to them, and then I can critique them and help you perform better on them. You probably have noticed my show notes are pretty thorough with products and services that can help you with your search. And connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/TheBigGameHunter. Lastly, my website has a ton of great information. That's thebiggamehunter.us. Now, if you're not ready to go there and go through the blog, put the address in your phone, thebiggamehunter.us, Jeff Altman. So this way, when you're ready to go, you have a way of getting back to my website. Hope you have a terrific day, and most importantly, be great!